I always love to bring it down to, tactical strategies and tools for all the listeners. And so, from your perspective, can you offer some tips, some strategies, advice to our listeners on how they can really curate a wardrobe that not only makes them feel beautiful, but supports their health, their mental, emotional, and physical well being? What would be some things that you would suggest to people?
Again, I would take a very deliberate path towards what you acquire and
Hmm.
also what you let go of, because I also think that what's not healthy is opening your closet and seeing a lot of things that you can't wear or don't want to wear, or and they're just hanging there. Again, back to feng
Hmm.
shui. It doesn't matter who gave it to you. It doesn't matter what you paid for it. I think clearing your space, there's always someone else you can give it to, donate it, whatever. But like clearing your closet, making it really meaningful and purposeful, and letting
Hmm.
go of things that you're not or you're not going to be again. It's hard to do
Hmm.
that because we all hold
Hmm.
on to that. Those are the pain points of being a woman and aging into the next phase of our lives. Embrace the next phase and find those things that really elevate and serve you well. Again, I think it's more being more deliberate about your purchases and giving yourself taking a little extra time for yourself. It's like,
Hmm.
shopping. I mean, there are people that like shopping is, as you said, a hobby, and they're out on every Saturday, browsing stores. And then there's people that are really looking to define their wardrobe and sometimes not taking the time. And it doesn't have
Hmm.
to be every week. It could be more like a very deliberate seasonal thing, or it could be a very deliberate life cycle thing. To your
Hmm.
point, like when you were in this recovery state and you were seeing a new Avanti, it's like, okay, so who am I? Who do I want to be? And how do I
Right.
want to pivot that? And then taking your time and, maybe go into a store and not make the decision the same day. Go in, look at
Hmm.
things, try them on, take pictures of yourself, go home, think about it. Like, how does that? And then if what when those things keep pulling you and drawing you, that's the right piece or thing.
Hmm.
And less is
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, what I was imaging as you were saying that of clearing the space is that really you're thinking about, it's almost like this idea of digestion, keeping what you
Hmm.
need and getting rid of what you don't, right? And
Hmm.
that's kind of that's what came to mind when you were saying that, is that, really looking at this as an act of digestive health, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
How do I feel when I go into my closet and there's so many things that are piled in there, but they're just taking up space and clogging energy, and they're creating toxins, right, in my environment.
Hmm.
I'm just relating it back to Ayurveda and digestion, but I almost feel like that's a big thing for me personally. When I went through this process, 2 months ago, of really clearing out my closet, I took a lot of things out. I mean, probably 50% of my wardrobe, because I've had such extreme changes in my body. And I also realized that a lot of things just weren't going to make me feel good and weren't making me
Hmm.
feel good. I actually tried on
Hmm.
everything in my closet. It was a
Hmm.
it was a painful
No,
exercise, but
but
really, really
that's the
helpful.
investment. But that's the investment I keep talking about. You had to do that, even though it was painful. You
Right.
invested in yourself. So it isn't even about spending money. It's more about
Hmm.
investing your time. And,
Yes.
another thing, Auntie, you made me think about is like, how we talk about like live in the moment. Like sometimes you got to let go of the past and be in the
Hmm.
moment and think about the future. A lot of what we consume and have in our space, whether it's our physical environment or our closets, is they're tied to a past thing, a past life, a
Mm.
past moment. And, as you were saying, like clearing your closet, I was thinking, we all hold on to those things because they have some emotional tag to them. And sometimes
Hmm.
letting that go just feels so liberating. I know for myself, I try to do one of your podcasts recently I listened to was about clearing. And I
Yeah.
so appreciated I'm sorry I don't recall her name, but
Dana
I was
Claudette.
so
Yeah.
appreciated. Yeah, I so appreciated what she said was do it in small bites. So for
Yeah.
you, you did your whole closet. That's great. But maybe one week you go through your sweater drawer. Another week
Right.
you go through your shoes. Another week you go through like do it,
Hmm.
I found that helpful because I'm so overscheduled. I don't always have the time to take a couple days and like really
Yeah, for sure.
dive in. But I do think it's like that's the like kind of a emotional bondage. It's just like
Mhm,
pulls you down into a whole nother person because we do evolve and we are
mhm,
different people at different stages of our
mhm,
lives and we should be allowed to be that new person.
mhm,
And if you're
mhm,
looking in your closet and you see this dress from 20 years ago and you're like, but do I ever really want to wear that dress?
mhm.
Even if it's the same size, it's not about fit. It just might be a different like stage of your life, a different person.
Right. It feels like what you're saying, and I'm hearing this over and over again as a thread, is that it comes back to awareness of just being aware of taking the time to be aware of how do you feel in something? Where are you in your life? How do you want to show up? Who is the person you are that you are becoming? Right. And
Yeah.
then taking a thoughtful look at how am I showing up? Does what I have to clothe myself reflect all of those things rather than just
Yeah.
being numb and sort of not considering those things.
You nailed it 100%.